Hey guys, Radic here from Netbolt. We are super excited today because we have the first high-performance flat panel dish from Starlink here at our office to have a look at. A bit of an early Christmas present from SpaceX. So let's take this inside, unbox it, and see what we've got inside. All right, so this just arrived this morning. So let's see what's inside. All right, now there's actually two boxes that have arrived. We've got the actual Starlink dish itself, and I think this should be the wedge mount. So we'll open that up at the end as well to actually mount the Starlink dish onto camper van, a truck, car, etc. All right, so normal packaging. And here's the dish itself. Let's have a look. So it's very similar to the Starlink business dish, except as you can see there, nice and flat, ready to install onto a vehicle. I'm gonna put that aside down here. There goes the box. Okay, bit of instructions. What have we got? Pretty much, there's the wedge mount. Put the dish on the wedge mount, connect up the power supply, connect up the router, and go to the app. Typical sort of instructions from SpaceX. All right, what have we got inside the box here? Okay, so inside here we have a power supply. Now, this looks to be the same power supply it is as what we get with the business dishes. Let's just take that out. Okay, yep, that's the right plug. I'll unplug that. Very thick, heavy power supply, same power supply, so that's good. And we've got a pre-connected cable on that for an Ethernet style cable using the proprietary mounts, the proprietary hardware connectors, I suppose. All right, but that's okay. We do have, like we have with the business dish, a straight Ethernet cable to go into the power supply I'm taking, or the router, and into our equipment, so that's fine. Excellent. We do also have a little mount for that power supply, so we can mount that inside the caravan, in the car, truck, etc., so that's fine. And again, a router. This looks to be the same router that we have on general Starlink dishes, with a little adapter wall plate on that, so you can mount that to the camper van, etc. So let's put this aside. Same sort of mount, you can see just a plastic sort of mount on that you can screw to the side of your truck or your camper van. Some screws for that as is. Beautiful. And make sure we've got the right connectors, which we do. Everything comes pre-plugged on Starlink services, so it makes it nice and easy for an end user. I'm going to unplug all of these so I can actually see them in a bit more detail. And yeah, that's the exact same router that you get with normal Starlink dishes. We'll probably bypass that and plug that directly into a Cisco, Fortinet, Peplink, any of our sort of seamless failover routers that we do with those. And at least that's all unpluggable. And look at that, that's all weatherproof as well, so you can try and put that outdoors. I wouldn't be putting this outdoors myself, but hey, each to their own. Okay, so as far as the equipment that comes in the box here, the rest of these are just some instructions on how to use the mounts by the looks of it. But yeah, that's it. So really, it's this guy here that everyone is making this song and dance about for the flat panel dish. Okay, obviously no base plate on that, but it looks like we've got some mounting holes on the back here for the wedge mount, which is the other box that I've got here. So let's have a look at the wedge mount. All right, what have we got in here? Nothing but the wedge mount. Okay. Alrighty, so the idea is, if that's the front of the vehicle, wedge mount gets mounted onto the vehicle however you so wish. that is supposed to face the front, and like that. There you go, that's how it's going to be mounted. Beautiful. All right guys, this is all the equipment that was in the box for this high performance flat panel mount. So let's actually get this set up and have a look at what it looks like from an interface perspective. It should be identical to the high performance regular dish or even the regular residential or RV dishes. But let's just double check how this all fits together and see what the Starlink app has to say for itself, if there's any difference. Okay guys, so I've plugged in all the equipment here. So let's have a look at what it looks like when you've got everything connected and working in the equipment perspective. So the dish itself, we've got here connected up to the power supply, and you can see there's a weatherproof connector on that dish there. That connects to our power supply, and you can see the only thing we get is a little power light there saying that that's connected and has power. The Starlink router, same Starlink router as what we're used to. The Starlink router itself, all you get is that little tiny light down the bottom there. These lights here aren't actually status lights. That confuses a lot of people. But that's what we've got from a physical connection perspective. Let's pull up the Starlink app and see what we get with that. Okay guys, so now we've got the equipment plugged in. Let's go over to the settings on the phone and have a look what we've got. We've got a network here called Stinky that we'll just click on there. Good old SpaceX humor with that. So let's see what happens when we connect to Stinky. We should get a page that comes up here asking us to create a Wi-Fi network. So let's go and create a network. I'm going to be boring and call it Starlink. And I'm just going to set the password of Starlink123, which we can change later. So if we create that Wi-Fi network, there we go there. There's our network, there's our password. Let's jump over to the laptop and connect to that wireless network. Okay, over on my laptop now, if we go and have a look at the wireless networks that we've got available here, you can see that we've got a Starlink network available there. I'll just click on connect on that, and hopefully it asks for a password. It does. Connect to that, make sure I've got it right. We do. Next. And there we go there. We're connected there to the Starlink network, and you can see that we're connected, but there's no internet. That's of course because we're indoors here, and this dish is not going to work indoors. But if we go and pull up an IP address of 192.168.100.1, that'll connect us over to the dish itself, and let's have a look at what we've got here. All right, so this looks like the same interface that we get with Starlink RV or Starlink residential type service, even Starlink Business at the end of the day. If we have a look here at our network, we've just got the one device connected there, which is my laptop. If we have a look at our statistics, again, nothing connected there since we are indoors. And the regular sort of settings that we're used to from a Wi-Fi configuration perspective. Still have some snow melt on here. Interestingly, there's a stow option here on this dish. I wouldn't expect that would actually do anything. Let's see what happens when we stow the dish, even though there is no motors here on this dish. Interesting. Anyway, and then good old factory reset, which is your unplug, replug 3 times to get that factory reset. So look, nothing out of the ordinary from a configuration perspective, exactly the same as Starlink RV. The only difference that we've got is the hardware being more powerful with the power supply on that for external mounting. Well look guys, next step from here is to mount this onto a vehicle, and we're actually going to mount this onto one of our company cars, one of the Teslas that we've got, which you can see here in the corner. So we're going to get this mounted up properly on the car, and we'll do that in the next video. That's it for me for this one. Thanks everyone. See you guys. Bye.